Dun, 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 dun. This is the result of the work of my friends who were conscripted after BrickCon. I am absolutely amazed that we were able to get through that entire collection in as little time as we did. We made it through Rogue One, Episode 4, and then about halfway through Empire Strikes Back before we were completely finished. And before we started this, I actually just did a sample sorting of just a section of it, and it came out to be about the same. Dark gray and light gray were by far the most, so much that they had to get moved into larger bins. Followed by black, which was no surprise. White, the amount of white that I had in this collection actually did slightly surprise me, and I'm baffled by the amount of brown. Though, given that it's 8 different shades of brown nowadays, that's not as surprising. Red was next, and then blue, yellow, and green all about tied, which, again, that amount of green is fairly impressive. There were then also a great deal of minifigs. There's at least one pirate ship in here that I think I have all the sales for. These are all the large animals, some vehicles, the lasers, and all of the hats and hair. Then we have all of the weapons and smaller animals, and various other minifig detritus. Then we have all of the non-Castle, Pirate, and Star Wars minifigures, as well as all the Friends figures, as well as a great many of the heads. No idea what an awful lot of this is from. There's a lot of town, and then all of the weird collections that didn't, that I wasn't never really into. I guess there is one castle in here. I do still need to go through this and make sure I've got all of the non-ones out. Then we have all the Star Wars figures, and there were quite a bit of Star Wars. There was a lot of Star Wars in this collection. I had no idea there were this many different colors of Rebel pilots, so that's neat. Pretty sure that hat is not the one that goes on there. I believe that is the A-Wing pilot, and that is the Y-Wing hat, and I don't know where that's supposed to go. It may be on one of these. I don't know. I haven't fully processed the minifigures yet, figure out which sets I actually have, and see if there's any that I actually really want to build. And then this was all the pirate castle kind. There wasn't nearly as much as I was hoping, but there actually was more than I was expecting. So, and there were a couple in here that I definitely didn't have. So that is actually really cool. So, that's how the minifigs played out. There's a lot of minifigs, which is really, really cool. Also a whole bunch of part separators. And then these are all of the sets that were still intact, or mostly intact, when I picked them up. Bunch of Friends stuff. This little holiday house, which has a lot of sun damage. There was a fair amount of sun damage on some of these, because you might not be able to tell, but the color looks very much tan when it's supposed to be white. No idea what this guy is. Some enormous Ninjago thing. The Emperor's Throne Room. That's the only set for which I got the instructions, which is kind of sad. I was hoping to get more instructions. Some big Nexo Knights thing that I actually kind of like. I'm going to leave together. A Carnotaurus. Most of a Millennium Falcon. There may actually be another Millennium Falcon in there based on minifigs that I got. I suspect there is an older version of the Millennium Falcon. This is the one from the new trilogy. I think there's an original trilogy one in there based on minifigs. Kylo Ren's shuttle. Don't know if I'll keep that one intact. That, I believe, came with the Carnotaurus. It's from Jurassic World. I don't even know what this set is from. I know it's Star Wars, but I assume it's from Rebels. I don't recognize the ship, so. A U-Wing, which is pretty cool. That's mostly intact. I probably have all the figures for it. That's what I need to look into. The ATTE, also from Rebels, that I haven't seen Rebels, and now I want to, because I want to put this set back together. This is one I'd like to have completed and keep. A giant Chewbacca. For reasons. The Rebel transport from The Force Awakens. That one I really have no, again, interest in, so it'll probably get disassembled for parts or, given or sold to a friend. And then this thing, which I also believe is from Rebels, possibly. I don't know. I know it's Star Wars, but I have no idea what it is, so I don't know what will happen to it. But yeah, a fair amount of decent sets. Those are going to get torn apart for parts. But without the instructions and with the minifigs yet to be processed, I really don't know what all I got in this collection. And it didn't help that I was only sorting the black Legos. during this, so I didn't get to see all of the other parts that went through. But all in all, definitely a steal by any stretch of the imagination, and I'm really looking forward to further processing it. I'll be sorting them all by shapes, the way I've got them currently sorted. And the problem is, I know I don't have enough room in my current bins for all of the parts that I'm going to get, so I'm going to have to rearrange my storage somehow, which may involve rearranging the entire room significantly, which could be interesting. Those bins, some of them are pretty full already, and I got a lot more of that stuff. So, yeah, devil of it all. It's just terrible. I did pick up a couple of parts at BrickCon. I got some fall foliage parts and some more variety of green foliage, as well as some weeds. I then also got some Munchkin parts that I'm not sure where they went. I think they're in my pants. There they are. Munchkin bits. They only had the green color. I don't know if they ever came in other colors, but I may paint them or something. But yeah, they're bits from Munchkin if you are familiar with that game. And they are actually official because they were sold by an employee of Steve Jackson Games, who also gave me 2 Munchkin cards, exclusive Munchkin cards, one of which he signed, which gives it a bonus. So that's really cool. So those will be going into making even fancier trees, because right now I only really have the one tree color, except for that one which has the dark, but I don't have a mixed, and now I'll be able to mix tree colors and get a lot more life to the foliage, and possibly even some that are more in an autumn color now that it's fall, which is pretty cool. So I look forward to doing that. And that was BrickCon. Hopefully next year I will actually have my castle on display, because I think my castle would have put a lot of the other castles that were there quite to shame, just because of the level of detail that I have in the village and the interior and all of that. So hopefully next year. I just did not have time, what with BrickCon being the week before Ragnar Oktoberfest, to do it this year. So there you have it. BrickCon was awesome. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.